Hi, my name is Julia Grab. I'm here today to talk to you about in-text citations in APA 7, as well as creating a reference list for the work cited and sourced at the end of the paper. Those are the two main parts of APA 7 style guides. For each reference and citation, you must have 4 parts. The author, for example, last name, comma, first initial, period, the date, if no date is provided, ND, the title of the article or newspaper, magazine, or book, and then the source, for example, the digital object identifier, website URL, journal guide list, etc. So let's take a look at how to create citations both in text and reference list in Word. So here I have a paper I've been writing. I need to add an in-text citation. Well, thankfully, I've already used the Manage Sources option here in Word to add a few sources. Not all of my sources have been added here. I've also added a few to the page at the bottom, so I'm going to show you how to add those together in just a minute. But first, I need to add an in-text citation. So I've got a master list, which is a list of all the citations stored on this computer used in Word. And then I've copied those two that I'm using specifically for this document here into my current list. If we edit one, for example, the name of the web page is also Nerd Girls, it will ask if we want to update both. So this is a really nice simplified form where you can fill out the different fields. It'll show you only the fields required. So we've got the date here taken from the copyright at the bottom of the web page, and then the URL taken from the address bar. So clicking OK, I've made a change here. So I'm expecting Microsoft to ask me if I want to update both lists. I'm going to say yes, and then that will make sure both lists are updated. So Microsoft Word hasn't fully caught up with APA 7 formatting. It's still using this retrieve from, and the links that it inserts are not clickable. So there are a few formatting changes that need to be made after you insert your sources. But let's first take a look at how to create an in-text citation. So I've got a little quote here, and I'm going to add an in-text citation directly afterwards saying where I got this quote from. So using insert citation, because I have these two references in my managed sources, I can simply click on the one and it will add it directly after the quote. Let's go down now to the reference section. References must be listed alphabetically, starting by the author's name in APA 7, and must start on a new page with the heading references. So here's a large list of references. You can see the first part is the author, second the date, third the title, the journal article name, which would be the source. So when we scroll down, we're going to insert the two references that I have in my managed sources that I haven't yet added to this list. To do that, I'm going to click on the bibliography and I'm going to click on references. Now it's going to add that title again, references. I'm going to delete it because I've already got it. And also it's going to add some extra line spacing, which I don't need. So I'm just going to format this here to normal style and remove the retrieve from, as well as, oops, okay, deleted too much, as well as update the URL to be clickable links. So to make a link clickable in Word, select the link and then use Control-K on your keyboard to insert the hyperlink. There should be a period here, not a comma. You always want to check to make sure that Word has formatted the references correctly. And I'm going to get rid of a few of these extra spaces here. Great, so now I've got these two that I've inserted. If I change them in my managed sources, I can update my citations here and it will automatically pull from this. The other thing that I want to make note of here in the date is that the date should be the year, comma, the month written out, and then the day without a comma in between. So year, comma, month, day. Make sure you're checking all of your references that you insert from managed sources to ensure that they have clickable links, there's no unnecessary retrieve from, and all of the formatting is set up properly. If you have any questions, I'm going to post 2 links in the video description where you can get help. The first one is to the Camosun APA 7 Style Guide. This PowerPoint goes through all of the necessary things you need to know to use APA 7. There's a brief guide, there's a sample reference page. You do not need a running head in a student paper, however you do need a title page if it's required, and then the APA checklist. These are excellent resources to make sure that your sources are properly cited. The other link that I'm going to post in the video description is the APA 7 online media, and this gives you options for how to post references from social media as well as general web pages. So please use these resources and make sure you check your references if you're using managed sources in Word. The last thing I'm going to demonstrate in this video is how to create a hanging indent in Word. So right now, all of these references are listed as normal style. I'm going to create a hanging indent style and then apply it to all of my reference items so that they're all styled with a hanging indent, meaning that the second and all subsequent lines of each reference are indented by 0.5 inches. So let's go into the styles, click Create. We're going to call this hanging, and let's go in to modify it. You can add this to the styles guideline and you can automatically update anything that shows in the styles guideline like this, and then go into the format paragraph. This is where we need to find that special hanging indent option of 0.5 inches and click OK. So it's giving me an example here. I had my cursor in the first paragraph under references, so it's showing me what that's going to look like when this new style is applied. Click OK. And now I'm going to use Control-Shift-End on my keyboard to select my remaining references and use that hanging indent style. Of course, you always want to save after you make a big change like this, and so do that as often as possible. Please check out the video I created on how to style an APA 7 student paper, and good luck with APA 7.